everybody, Jason Burmis here, and as promised, I'm going to read the affidavit of this very bizarre case with former state senator in Arkansas, Linda Collins Smith. And basically, what really struck me as odd about this whole thing is, number one, she was missing for a while. It was actually family members that found her. We're going to read the entire affidavit. Some of it's definitely redacted. It's short. And then there seems to be like a third page that maybe we're not seeing. I'm not sure how important that is, but I did a little Photoshop work, and you can see some of the words on one of the scanned pages. It doesn't appear to be just the first page folded back. Now, initial reports were that she was shot to death. However, I don't think that's anywhere in the affidavit. It seems like stab wounds. However, if you look at this, I had reported she was wrapped up in a blanket. She was wrapped up in a tarp. This also clears that up. It was kind of both. She had been wrapped up in a blanket, apparently, what seemed to be in the house, I would assume, and then taken outside as the body was moved and put under a tarp, and that's where she was found. So we're going to read this entire thing. And remember, her assistant, her friend, is claiming that she's innocent, and so is her fiance. And I guess they've been together for some time. And I was kind of put in touch with somebody. I'm not even going to name how they're connected to the case, but someone who's going to be a lot closer to the case than you and I are ever going to be. So, I'm taking everything with a grain of salt. I'm putting stuff out there, but you're going to see it. So, up here, you can see that capital murder, abuse of a corpse, this makes me think that, especially with the abuse of a corpse down here, that again, it seems like she might have been killed inside, but why were they saying shooting death and that's nowhere in here? It's very bizarre. There's the possibility maybe in these redacted portions that she was shot and then maybe they tried to, or apparently it's just one woman, tried to dispose of the body. And then the tampering of physical evidence, it gets into them saying they have her days later taking away surveillance equipment that was in the house. And in an earlier video, we talked about how she had gone through or was going through a bitter divorce with her judge husband, and there were crazy allegations against him. However, he had to step down as a judge because he had been found to be using the headquarters there inappropriately, downloading something that it's really not clear. So anyway, let's get to this first part. Let's read it. All right. In Randolph County, Arkansas, against the peace and dignity of the state of Arkansas, facts constituting reasonable cause that on June 4th, 2019, at approximately 5:30 p.m., Butch Smith called the Randolph County 911 dispatch center and reported that he was at his mother's, Linda Collins Smith's residence, located at 4023 Highway 90 West, Pocahontas, Arkansas. Mr. Smith stated that he and his grandfather, Benny Collins, were at the residence looking for his mother due to the fact that she had been missing and no one had been able to contact her. So for how many days she'd been missing, I'm not sure. Remember, this all got reported on June 5th. 4th is when they found the body. And this is her son and her father. Okay. So let's see. Mr. Smith stated that they found a body. He believed the body was his mother's. He said the body was wrapped in a blanket under a tarp in the driveway. So, obviously this didn't occur in the driveway. The body is wrapped up in some kind of a blanket and under a tarp. Randolph County Sheriff Kevin Bell called me and requested that the Arkansas State Police Criminal Investigation Division assist in the investigation. An investigation of the crime scene indicated that the body had been moved from inside the residence to the tarp and was in an advanced state of decomposition. So several days later and definitely taken outside. Again, I would assume wrapped up inside. They don't say whether they found blood inside the home. I mean, it's so very, very vague. You're going to find out. And see right here, it says Becky O'Donnell, but all this is censored. Why is this redacted? And the only way I can think that it's redacted is maybe they're investigating somebody else as an accomplice, but they're seeking the death penalty in this case against Becky O'Donnell. and she is saying she's 100% innocent. The Arkansas State Crime Laboratory Medical Examiner's Office was able to identify the body as Linda Collins Smith. The ASCL medical examiner determined that Linda Collins Smith died of multiple stab wounds and that the manner of death was determined to be a homicide. So once again, initial reports had it that she had been shot to death, but they're saying that she died of multiple stab wounds in a manner that was determined to be homicide. Now, the question is, was she shot also? There's really no mention of it. Agents were able to determine that Collins Smith was last seen alive on May 28th, 2019. So, again, about a week before they end up finding the body. So during the investigation, special agents interviewed Rebecca Becky O'Donnell. This is the woman they've charged with the murder. And you can see that this is the tail end of some kind of lettering, and up there as well, it's all whited out. Because when you get here, it says June 14th, agents obtained video footage, which was Linda Collins Smith's security system. And again, they're saying that it was her taking it. And the video showed Miss O'Donnell removing security cameras inside the residence on May 28th, the day that she supposedly went missing. Now, if you see here, this is Exhibit A. This is a watermark for something afterwards, and you can clearly see there's a little bit more to it. I don't know exactly what that is. I did take it into Photoshop, and you can definitely make out some words like disclosure, subject to require, etc., some kind of FOIA document. I can make that out. But obviously, a ton of this is probably too blurred for me to even make out. You can see filed, etc. So there seems to be a little bit more to it, kind of laziness in the scan there. But it is intriguing to me that, once again, this is completely blacked out. So the fiance, like we said, says there's not capable of this, has no idea why she's been charged. I know there's been a lot of people out there saying maybe that these two were having an affair, they were so close, and it was a crime of passion. I don't know. I haven't seen that to be the case. And to remind people, Patrick Howley, apparently that this is no longer available, but this is how I got in touch with him, because he did put out a tweet right here that he had confirmed that Linda Collins Smith, a former state senator, was investigating human trafficking and working with whistleblower mothers. Her third to last tweet was about Nexium. We've covered Nexium ad nauseum here. And you can see this is Howley reports. Now they're all protected. I was following this account. And here you can see that I had him on and he discussed this. And indeed, he confirmed that at least 3 people were talking about this child trafficking stuff. Now, with her husband being this high-powered judge, I think we need to look more into this. Apparently, the divorce was extremely bitter. Okay? And he was nominated, or put in there, appointed, if you will, by Mike Huckabee. And remember, Huckabee's one of these guys that's a total establishment, neocon guy. He doesn't have an original thought in his head. He's the hip guy with a guitar. We'll try to sell him on Fox News. No one could sell this guy. His daughter, very vicious. I think one of the best press secretaries we've had in a very, very long time. Not that that's a moniker I would like to have. We've had some real monsters out there. Ari Fleischer, Tony Snow's no longer with us, but as a press secretary, just an animal. Who else do we have? Robert Gibbs. There's another one that was pretty notable. Spicer was soft. This guy, bred a real politician's daughter into a politician. And so, the mystery continues. That's the affidavit. You can read here, more about the fiance that's just like, we're shocked. We are sickened and upset that someone so close to Linda would be involved in such a terrible thing, heartless crime, they said in a statement. This is the Collins family. The family is very confident that the Randolph County Sheriff's Department and Arkansas State Police will continue to work diligently to bring justice to this case. So, they kind of released this. But here on Good Morning America, O'Donnell's fiance, Tim Logan, says the police have arrested the wrong person and that O'Donnell would never have killed someone she considered to be her best friend. You could see the look of utter disbelief on her face when that happened, he said. So, again, who knows? I don't know what's going on here. It definitely needs to be looked into more, and we're going to keep on top of it. I'm not going one way or the other. So if you guys have more information on this, if there's more articles out there, I do think it's odd that, Howley, who's, I believe, still the editor-in-chief of Big League Politics, Cassandra Fairbanks and others, they post there that tweets are now protected. That being said, guys, I'm doing 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7 videos a day. We're at the forefront of Epstein. We talked about the mass shootings in 2 separate videos, 2 very different events, in my opinion. We talk about internet censorship here, transhumanism, biotechnology, the technopoly, the Mueller corruption. Yeah, we go hard. WikiLeaks, you name it. Assange. I should do an update on Assange. There's not being a lot of talk about him. So please subscribe, thumbs it up, share it with others. And if you can, guys, we're almost halfway to our goal. We're about 19 days deep, so I got to start rolling. I got to start pumping out 7 a day and keeping this going for you guys. So if you've got topics, let me know in the comments, questions, concerns. I'll see you guys later on the flip side. Thank you so much for joining me.